3, 2, 1. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to 2740 Solutions, home of the best trained, highest paid, and fittest problem solvers on the planet. My name's Adam. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are not new here, welcome back. So we are going over the most important, not very well-known tool in the car buying process. And what is that tool? It is the Edmunds.com low APR versus cashback calculator. Now you might say, hey Adam, why is this the most important tool that no one knows about? And well, a lot of people know about TrueCar. They know about car apps, Cars.com, Auto Trader, Car Gurus. All of those I would say are relatively common. But a lot of those apps, they don't do this next deeper level analysis that your sales professional should do for you. However, in my experience, over half of my sales professionals that I've worked with in the past year, where I've bought and sold about 10 new and certified pre-owned vehicles, less than half of them really did this level of analysis. Whether it was intentional or not, or if it was just me being very, very prepared and motivated, who knows? But I would just, when I'm a future car salesman and manager, I'm just going to make sure that I break it down with the customer exactly to show them, you're just trying to get their confidence as high as possible, because ultimately that's what they're buying. They're buying confidence that you're going to solve their problems. They believe in your product, they believe in you, and they believe in your company. So with that being said, let's hop into it. So real quick, Dodge just came out with the new incentives because now it is a little past midnight. So it is the 1st of September. Dodge on the money released their new offer. So for any manufacturer, whether it's Dodge, Toyota, Chevy, Lamborghini, Tesla's a little different. I haven't really messed around with Tesla incentives, but basically you're going to go, a lot of times it's under shopping tools, and you're going to go to view incentives and offers, and that's where you're going to see where the and again, we're doing manufacturer incentives. So this is the money that is coming out of the manufacturer's their pocket. The dealerships love giving you these incentives because the dealerships aren't losing any money. They can still make a good fair amount of money off you, even if they're giving you 7, 10, 12 grand off or whatever it is on a high ticket car, because that could all be coming out of the manufacturer's pocket. And that dealership, they're churning units, moving metal, good to go. They're making some money. Their salespeople are making money, managers, finance managers, all of them. So it's all good. So what we are going to do is we're going to use the Charger, because you already know we're using the Charger as our example. So we're going to pull it up. And remember that just because the Charger is one model doesn't mean the incentives are the same. So take a quick look. You got the SXT, which looks like they're just doing, they're doing $44.20 cash allowance. So you can take the cash, or you can take $1,500 cash and 0% for 36 months. Not super attractive, but hey, that's why we have our tool to check it out. The GT, pretty similar. RT is even worse. I guess a lot of people are buying the RTs, only $3,700 off or 0% for 36 months. Not too competitive. Scat Pack, ooh, look at that, more, non-wide body though. So that's the horsepower cash right there. It's, the Scat Pack has 485 horsepower times 10 gets you your $4,850 off. Scat Pack wide body, same deal, or you could take the 0% for 36 months. Y'all ready for this? And I did look at this before. Remember, I'm ordering a Hellcat tomorrow. $7,070 off. That didn't change. They kept the horsepower cash. 0%, 72 months. Free money right there, folks. Yes, you don't get the cash off, but 0% for 72 on a car that's that expensive. You don't see that every day. We can thank 2020 for that. So we are going to go ahead and start putting our deal into the calculator. So the MSRP, we're just going to use real basic numbers here. MSRP, $72,095. Whoop, just sent you guys down a black hole. All right, so I put in a Nashville zip code. Now, quick disclaimer, incentives are not the same all around the country. So if you're in California right now, your incentives might not be the same as in Texas, might not be the same as in Nashville, might not be the same as in Washington, D.C. or Maine or wherever. So, manufacturers are smart. They're trying to move metal. They're trying to move units. So if everyone's buying Tacomas in California, they're not going to give you a great deal on a Toyota Tacoma as good of a deal as you would get in Texas. Because if everyone's buying diesel trucks in Texas and no one's buying Tacomas, they're going to try to incentivize people to buy them more there. So make sure you guys, online, make sure you go ahead and put in, on the Dodge website, it has me for, my Nashville zip code right here, giving me the proper incentives. So let's jump into it. So Nashville zip code, boom. I got our price in there. Sales tax, remember, you will have to pay sales tax. Most of us have to pay sales tax. Now I can make a video on how to, all the different ways that people, both legally and illegally avoid sales tax. We're just going to keep all these zeros so that it's a very, very straight line example here. Cash incentives, the horsepower cash incentive. So 707 horsepower times $10 per horsepower, aka basically 10% off the vehicle's price. Loan term. So this is adjustable. But we're just going to keep it standard. We're going to compare a normal loan rate versus their incentive, which is 72 months is the term, which is about your average car loan. It's gone up from 60 back when, my parents would buy cars with me. I still remember that as a kid going to the car dealerships. I loved it. So should have known that that's where I'd be spending my time making YouTube videos and making money in the future. So promotional APR, 0%. So remember, you can either take the 0% APR for 72 months or the cash allowance. So like when you got to make sure you read the fine print for well-qualified buyers. So that means, if you don't have a good enough credit score, then they might not qualify you for it. So and it has to go through Chrysler Capital. So that's good for them to put in there. But just make sure it is current. So must take delivery by, the end of September. So September 30th. Let's hop back over, make sure we're all good to go. And this rate right here, the market finance rate. So that's basically whatever rate they at the dealership or your external bank, your Navy Federals, your USAAs, your US Bank, your, Chase Lending, Wells Fargo, whoever you guys finance your cars through, whatever the lowest rate is, because if it's non-promotional APR, you could combine this rate with the cash offer because it's not promotional. If you take the promotional APR, Dodge is not going to give you both. They're not going to give you $7,000 off and a 0% financing. That's just banana land numbers right there. So, for instance, for our market finance rate, I currently have another car financed at 3.9 for 72. So, not an amazing rate. I would say close under 3% would be a good rate for 72 in these crazy times we find ourselves in. Non-promotional rate. Good promotional rate. Anything under 2, under 3 is good. So let's do 3.9 and you guys will see how valuable this tool is. Right now, we're going to do 0 on trade-in or down payment. Just again, keeping the example linear. And look at that. Make sure you click calculate just to make sure it does its thing. But Edmunds hooks us up and it shows us low APR scenario and the cash back scenario. So it recognizes that you need to take one or the other, and then it factors in all your launch codes, the price, the interest rates, promotional versus non-promotional, and it boom, spits it out. What should you do? Take the low APR because it saves you $940 over the life of the loan, assuming that you carried that loan out through completion. Now, again, we didn't factor in trade-in, we didn't factor in taxes, so there are definitely a lot of other things that will skew this number. But the main thing I want to cue you guys in on is the cash off up front versus the good interest rate over time, because it really depends on the rate, the promotional rate, how great the promotion rate is, and 0 is the best one, compared to the interest rate that you would otherwise get. If you're rolling in with a pre-approval letter for like 2.2% interest rate, here, we'll do that right now. Say you could do 2.2 because you got, you went through Chase Bank and their loan officer was, calling you on a banana land cell phone. He's like, yeah, 2.2 for 72 months. We got you all hooked up. All right, sir. Sounds good. So your low APR would only save you $5,000, whereas, your cash back would save you almost $7,600. And so over the life of the loan, you'd be saving $2,624. So Edmunds is telling you, take that cash back. And this tool is great. I love mental math, and I love doing all this dealership math, but I have not found a more comprehensive tool than this one right here. Edmunds has some really great stuff. Their valuations, I feel, are a lot more fair. Kelley Blue Book is a little bit crazy, a little bit faddish, a little bit inflated. I can from what I've seen. So on the flip side, if you were cruising in, so let's see, it recommended the cashback on this one, and then it recommended the APR on the first one. Let's go way up, like 5.2% APR. Yeah, then look at how much the APR will be saving you if you could still get approved for the 0%, but otherwise you'd be paying 5.2% APR and taking that 70 cash off. This, taking the low APR would save you $3,740 over the life of the loan. So I said that I currently have a car financed at 3.9. So let's do the 3.9 scenario again. Let's put in a couple more inputs. So value of your trade-in, they're willing to give me somewhere around 35 for my trade-in. Amount owed, let's say I only owe 32,000 on my trade-in. Let's stay no cash down right now because we're playing with 0%. And if you got 0%, all you gotta do is toss on gap protection, which is a protection that we want to do a whole video on. All right, so auto gap insurance is, just want to make sure I get the acronym right. I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but all right, there we go. Guaranteed auto protection. So it's basically, say like if you crashed your car, and you owed 70K on it, but your car was only worth 55K because you were underwater. That's what they call being underwater, is when you're paying more for the car than it's worth. Gap, as long as it was unlimited protection, would basically, say you paid $4.99 or $6.99 or $8.99 in the finance office, that gap insurance would cover you. So it's basically like insurance on the value of your car if it was totaled. So let's say I'm driving my Hellcat down the road, total that. Insurance company, whatever I have, let's say I have, Farm Bureau insurance or whoever, State Farm. They're like, hey, here's a check for $55,000. Like, hope it covers it. Then I would hit up Chrysler Capital or Dodge Capital or whoever the company is and file a claim and say, hey, State Farm only paid me $55,000 for this, and I still owe $70,000. So you guys are going to have to cover the difference. And if you bought gap and you stay within the terms and conditions, then they would cover that gap. Which it's funny because it's called gap insurance or gap protection, but it's guaranteed auto protection. So it's like it's a play on words. The acronym actually kind of means what it's covering. So we'll do a whole video on gap. I can't believe I just totally blanked on that. I feel like I need to get back, do a little more training, because we can't be doing that in front of the customer. Apologize for that, guys, but let's see if the trade-in does anything funky here. So we just factored the trade-in. Now, if they're going to give me some more money for the trade-in, it looks like I should still take the low APR, but it changed it. See, look, it brought it down. I'm only saving $570 now. Whereas if we took this out, then I would have been saving $940. So it really depends on your deal. So again, I'll link this in the description below, this calculator. But again, it's Edmunds.com. It's just your normal Edmunds.com. Like it's the one of the websites we all know and love. All you got to do is just type in. I just go to Google, Edmunds.com/calculator, low APR versus cashback, and it comes right up. So one of the easiest tools I've used, saves you a ton of money. Looks like it refreshed everything, but we got a big Dodge incentive video coming up with all these new incentives coming out. I'm really excited to cruise around the rest of the site. I'll go over Toyota, Chevy. I think they even had APR offers on the new 2020 Corvettes, which is insane because everyone's buying those for still 10, 20, 30K over stickers. So crazy out there. But definitely put in the comments below which cars you want me to do. I got recommendations to do the new Ram Rebel TRX that has that whole Hellcat motor in it, but it's in like a Ram Rebel, modified obviously. I had someone ask about the 2021 Supra. I'm sure people want to see the Corvette. So I will do all of those coming up this first week of the month, so you guys have the entire rest of September to go out and make your deals or to help your friends out or whoever. So if you guys want me structuring real deals, I'll even call dealerships for you if you want. If you say, hey Adam, I live in Indianapolis, wherever, and I'm looking to buy a Dodge Challenger in the next 2 months, then I can go ahead and do some cars.com, some car guru searching. Obviously, you're gonna get a wide body because we already talked about that on the channel, and I'll make some calls for you. I love talking to deals, especially. I mean, I make better deals for my friends than I do for myself. I like to think I get decent deals for myself, like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 deals. But I've gotten some insane deals for friends, both leasing and buying. I also got a leasing video coming up for you guys. So if you guys appreciate content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Just a quick reminder at the end of the video, if you made it all the way, then you might as well subscribe, because we are doing our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We are giving out one set of these Powerbeats Pro earphones to one lucky subscriber when we hit 1,000 subs. I'll be Amazon priming a brand new set from my Amazon account to your doorstep, and I love these. They're the full wireless ones. They're worth about $250. You throw them in, automatically connect to your phone, crushing workouts, crushing sales calls. These even work with my loud exhaust on my Subaru. No one even notices when I'm talking to them, so it's great. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Tons of content coming on cars. I know you guys like this content the best. You probably prefer this to me monkeying around on an obstacle course. So if you guys want to check out those videos, go check out our fitness playlist. But till next time, I will see you guys for the next video.